Jam is an experience like no other. A phenomenon that is trending across the world. Born from raw power. Driven by fearless competitors. Strength is measured in horsepower. And emotions that are pushed to their edge. But the true force, the spark that ignites it all, is you, the fans.
You are the roar that pushes us to drive harder.
And go higher. We need your energy. So get up. Get loud. Every clap. Every cheer. This is your house. This is your moment. We can feel you. We can hear you. Anaheim, are you ready? I said, are you ready?
Are you ready for Monster Jam?
Anaheim, you ready? This is JCB Racing. 12 drivers have been seeded into the bracket, but 4 of our fastest drivers from yesterday's event have an automatic advancement into round 2. But first up, 8 trucks go head to head. Only 4 can make it to the second round. Who's ready for JCB Racing?
We're going to get ready with our first head-to-head matchup. Racing out of the blue lane. Give it up for Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco. And his opponent racing out of the red lane. Make some noise for Mike Christensen, Vendetta. Vendetta is 1-0 in head-to-heads here in this 2026 season against El Toro Loco. The winner will move on to see Wildside Zach Gardner. Our staging lights are lit at the far end of the race lane. We will await them to go all green. Let's go racing! Your winner advancing on Mike Christensen, Vendetta. Mike Christensen, Vendetta going up against Jamie Gardner, El Toro Loco. A great race there until the end. And we talked about it all yesterday night. The races have been won in the last turn down the straightaway. Vendetta capitalizing on that, moving on. His time is locked in. He gets a 22.338. We are moving on here with our second head-to-head matchup in the blue lane. Let's hear it for Caleb Blood, Sparkle Smash! And racing out of the red lane, get those zombie arms moving for Bari Musauer, Zombie! Zombie is 1-0 against Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash here. This year, Zombie to the line first. We await the approach of Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash as we're going to get set to go green. It is Bari Musauer and Zombie advancing on to see Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger in round 2. Zombie's second turn there, he kind of clips that pod, able to still continue to remain speedy though throughout the rest of the race, getting that win, clocking in a time of 22.030 right now, the fastest time of the day so far. Coming up next, in the blue lane, let's hear for Corey Rummel, Ringling Bailey Circuit. And his opponent racing out of the red lane. Give it up for Bryce Kenny, Tech Deck, Rec Deck. Ringling Bailey Circuit 1-0 against Tech Deck, Rec Deck. The winner will move on to see Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger in round 2. It is Ringling Bailey Circuit and Corey Rummel advancing on. Look like there's some steering issues, rear steer issues right now actually with Tech Deck, Rec Deck. Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay. Ends up just sliding into those containers there. Nothing you can do about that, but Corey Rummel and Ringling Bailey Circuit will advance on to round 2 to see Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger. He's heading to the back. His crew chief, Matt Del Santer, as well, running to the back to try to get that rear steer taken care of. A 22.891 is the official time for Ringling Bailey Circuit. Casey, if you're able to, I'd love to bring you into the conversation really quickly. We will not have our last head-to-head matchup, Black Pearl going up against Megalodon. Sean Gordon and Megalodon will get an automatic advancement into round 2 to see Dalton Widener and Shell Shocked. And Casey, can you let us know why Black Pearl will not be in competition?
That's right, Kay. It's kind of a series of unfortunate events for the Black Pearl team. They were moving that truck from the pit party to the back in the pit area to get it ready for the event today. And ultimately, they ended up blowing blowing an engine. So the engine swap on a Monster Jam truck is a really complicated, laborious process. We have seen it happen in about 2 hours, but that is the best case scenario. And that team thinks that they've run into enough problems with trying to get that motor out and put a new one back in that ultimately there's just not enough time today to get Black Pearl back into the competition. So unfortunately, Black Pearl will not be competing out here today. And sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles when it comes to this kind of competition.
Absolutely. And, you know, we're only in round 8, Casey, but fatigue is starting to play a really major part here with the workings of our Monster Jam trucks. I'm also getting some news right now from Wildside, Casey, that they're having some starter issues, and they're actually going to have to pull him back as well, potentially. We're waiting to see what our USHRI safety officials are saying right now. They're in the yellow and black fire suits right now, talking to Bryce Langlois, the crew chief there for Wildside as well, Casey. So fatigue, I think, is starting to play a role even this early on in the season.
I agree with that, Kay. When we think about 2 events every single weekend, it's a lot of strain on different components of the truck. These drivers are competing for the opportunity to get to Monster Jam World Finals, so there is a lot on the line. And when you're on a series that is as stacked as this one, every single competition matters. Every single point matters. And so as they're towing Wildside to the back, it's a bummer that we're not going to see this truck when it comes to Monster Jam racing. However, if it ends up just being a starter, if that's the only issue that they find on that truck, that's generally a pretty easy fix. Can take about 15 minutes or so to swap that starter out. So fingers crossed that he'll make it back for the Skills Challenge and Monster Jam Freestyle.
All right, so Wildside is going to go in the back, so Vendetta is automatically advancing into your JCB semifinal round. A tough break for Team Overboard with Black Pearl, and now Wildside heading to the back. I know there's going to be a lot of work for those UNOH technicians back there as well. I don't know if we can throw up the bracket one more time. We're just going to remind you where we're sitting right now here when it comes to round 2. Remember, Vendetta is going to be automatically advancing into the semifinal round because we're not going to be able to see Wildside. It's going to be Son of a Digger and Ryan Anderson. With that automatic advancement, he's going to see Barry Musauer and Zombie. Then we're going to go to Tyler Meninga and Gravedigger, who was last night's racing winner, going up against Corey Rummel and Ringling Bailey Circuit. Dalton Widener and Shell Shocked also had an automatic advancement into round 2, and he will see John Gordon and Megalodon because Megalodon and Black Pearl were not able to go head-to-head. Megalodon getting that automatic advancement. You can see it right now up on the video board where we're going to be in round 2. Unfortunately, though, Team Overboard got a lot of work to do here, so we're going to see if we can get Wildside back into competition. But right now, we're going to return back to JCB Racing.
Let's keep this thing going, Anaheim. This is round 2 of JCB Racing. Our fastest 4 drivers have made it to this round. Now they're going to be competing against the 4 fastest drivers from yesterday's event, but only 4 can make it to the semifinal round. I need to hear you though, if you're ready for JCB Racing.
Racing out of the blue lane, advancing on into round 2, we got Barmy Sauer and Zombie. For the first time here this afternoon, make some noise for Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger. Zombie is 1-0 against Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger as they get ready to line up. The winner will see Vendetta and Mike Christensen in your JCB semifinal round. What a race! Barmy Sauer and Zombie advances on. This could be huge for points in our series season's points chase. There's a 5-second penalty on Son of a Digger. I'm getting word from our Monster Jam officials. He clips the side there on that final turn. I don't know if we're going to see a replay. Yes, we will. Take a look at the Super Glue Glued to the Action replay. Looks like he was in the lead. Clips that pod. And wow, Zombie just takes full advantage, gets the win, and a time of 22.268 is the official time for Zombie. We are going to continue on here for the first time here this afternoon in the blue lane. It is Tyler Menega, Gravedigger. And in the red lane, advancing on into round 2, Corey Rummel, Ringling Bailey Circuit. Gravedigger is 2-0 against Ringling Bailey Circuit here this season. Both are getting ready to the line fairly fast, waiting for all of those green lights. Tyler Menega and Gravedigger advances on to your JCB semi-final round. Take a look at the time, the fastest time of the night so far, 21.996. And Tyler Menega and Gravedigger now has a 15-3 racing record here this 2026 season. This is our final head-to-head matchup here in round 2. In the blue lane, let's hear it for John Gordon, Megalodon. And in the red lane, give it up for Dalton Widener, Shell Shocked. This is a first-time meeting for these two this season, and the winner will see Tyler Menega and Gravedigger in the semifinal round. The winner of this race needs to get a time faster than 21.996 for lane choice in your JCB semifinal round. Shell Shock to the line first, followed by Megalodon. Your winner is Dalton Widener, Shell Shocked. John Gordon and Dalton Widener both respectively kind of clipped both of those second turn pods there. But John Gordon and Megalodon whipped around that final turn. I thought he was going to be able to catch up to Dalton Widener and Shell Shock, but Shell Shock punches it there at the very end, gets the win, and then moves on with a time of 22.160. So we're going to take a look right now, your JCB semifinal round. Vendetta did not race, of course, in round 2. So we're bringing back his time of 22.338, and that will go up against Zombie's 22.268. So Zombie will have lane choice in that head-to-head matchup. The final race will be Gravedigger going up against Shell Shocked, with Gravedigger having the fastest time of the night so far, and also will have lane choice against Shell Shocked with that 21.996.
Monster Jam fans, this is the semifinal round of JCB Racing. Our fastest 4 drivers have made it to this round, but only 2 can make it to the final round. I need you to get loud if you're ready to see more JCB Racing.
We've got our 2 competitors ready to rock and roll. In the blue lane, we've got Mike Christensen and Vendetta. And in the red lane, we've got Barry Musauer and Zombie. This will be big for points if Zombie can move on to your JCB Racing final round, as he is currently sitting in 3rd in our series season's points chase. But Vendetta has a racing win here this 2026 season and could spoil it for Barry Musauer and Zombie. They are going to get ready. They are going to get set. It's time to go! Barry Musauer's Zombie takes the win and advances on to your JCB Racing final round. They were close all the way up until that last turn. Zombie just hitting that throttle a little faster, gets the win, and a time of 21.760. That is the fastest time of the day so far. This is our final head-to-head matchup here in the semi-final round. Racing in the blue lane, we've got Dalton Widener and Shell Shocked. And racing out of the red lane, we've got Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger. Gravedigger with lane choice, the second fastest time of the day so far. He goes into the red lane, pushes Shell Shocked to the blue lane. We've got Gravedigger to the line first, awaiting the arrival of Shell Shocked. The winner will take on Zombie. What a race between these two. We are going to go to the Monster Jam timing system. We're going to go to the photo finish. Take a look. It is Shell Shocked in the lead there, the final turn. Gravedigger punching it there at the end. What a race. It's going down to the tire. Anaheim. Moving on is Dalton Widener, Shell Shocked. What a race, 22.148, the official time for Dalton Widener and Shell Shocked. Incredible racing between him and Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger. Zombie will have lane choice, though, in your JCB Racing final round.
Anaheim, this is the final round of JCB Racing. Our fastest four drivers have made it to this round, but only one can win JCB Racing. Who's ready to meet your final contenders?
Racing out of the blue lane, he's your 2024 Rising Star Award winner from Knoxville, Tennessee. It's Dalton Widener, Shell Shocked. Racing out of the red lane, he's your 2025 Fan Favorite Award winner from Orlando, Florida. It's Barry Musauer, Zombie. This will be a first time for these two. One of these racers will win their very first JCB Racing competition of 2026. And the first 12 points of the night are on the line for both of our racers. Let's go racing! Your winner is Barry Musauer, Zombie! It was a close race to the very end. The final final turn determined the winner. Bari Musauer and Zombie, your JCB Racing winner. Bari Musauer, Zombie collects his very first racing win of 2026. The first 12 points are his. He defeats Dalton Widener and Shell Shock, but a great race to the very end there. Anaheim, let's hear it for your JCB Racing winner.
Bari, a huge congratulations. This was a hard-fought victory. It is such a feat, such an accomplishment to win racing on such a stacked series as this one.
Absolutely. You know, there's so many good racers on this tour. It's just a testament to all the hard work that goes into making these Monster Jam trucks go. Julian, my crew chief, he's behind me 110%. Zombie is ready. Anaheim, are you ready for more?
They've got a lot more action coming their way. Next up is the skills challenge. What do you have in mind for this competition to make you stand out from the rest of the fleet?
You know, you just kind of pick apart what everybody else is doing. I don't really even make up my mind until I see how the competition is going. And you never know, we might pull out a little bag of tricks and do something cool for the people here in Anaheim. You guys always pack Angel Stadium. I love coming here. I love you guys. Keep rocking those zombie arms.
Congratulations to Bari Musauer and Zombie. He sits on top of the leaderboard with 12 points. Right behind him is Shell Shocked with 11. Gravedigger, Vendetta, Ringling, Bailey Circuit, and Megalodon round out your top 6 here on Stadium Championship Series West. Anaheim, it's time for you, the fans, to get Monster Jam Skills Challenge started. Now follow along and clap with the beat.
Let's hear it for Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco. You guys, it's up to you to score this competition. Phones out, go to your browser, go to judgeszone.com. You can also scan this QR code, your city code, ANA. 20 seconds, lock in those scores now.
So Jamie Garner with the reverse popper and then goes and takes the wheelie ride up the ramp and continues on and then just clips that ramp there and tumbles over. Superglue glued to the action replay on the video board. Get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com. Scores are locked in. Your score for El Toro Loco is 6.902.
Monster Jam fans, I am here with Brianna right now in the stands, and we're going to have some fun. You having a good time?
Amazing time.
Amazing time, she says. Okay, got a whole crew here. We're going to play something called Slider Trivia. Let's put it up on the Monster Jam video board. There it is. Okay, so this is how it works. How much does a Monster Jam truck weigh? The slider that you see there at the bottom is going to slowly go to the right. But Brianna, you have to tell it to stop when you know how much a Monster Jam truck weighs. We got all those numbers up there. You ready?
Ready, ready, ready.
Ready, ready. Let it slide.
Stop!
Woo. Okay. What did you say?
I was like, that's way too much.
That's way too much, huh? You think they weigh a little bit less than that? You really think so, huh? Let's see which one is right. Y'all can argue about this later. Whoa! How about that, y'all? See, that's not too heavy. Those things are really heavy. I have backstage passes to go behind the scenes to meet all your favorite Monster Jam truck drivers, and you can ask them for yourself how much they weigh, I guarantee you. And if you guys want a chance to go behind the scenes and meet your favorite Monster Jam truck drivers, Kay has the info.
Absolutely. Congratulations to them as well. Scan the QR code. You can go to the post-event meet and greet following today's event. You can meet all 12 drivers, get pictures and autographs. But just to let you know, space is very limited. Scan the QR code, get tickets and more information. We hope to see you at the post-event meet and greet here tonight. Get ready for the greatest show on earth. Take your family to the unforgettable journey at the Honda Center when the all-new Ringling comes to Anaheim. Feel a part of the show and be amazed by superhuman feats that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Playing July 9th through the 19th. You can visit ringling.com for more information. If you're ready for Kayla Blood and Sparkle Smash, I need you all to scream! Kayla Blood and Sparkle Smash will have one more attempt off the kicker metal ramp. Remember, our drivers get 2 attempts at one move.
Make some noise for Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash. Scoring is open, judgeszone.com. 20 seconds, locking those scores now.
So let's take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay. She uses the kicker metal ramp to kick those BKT tires off, going to the popper, sets it back down. Second driver here in our Monster Jam Skills Challenge. Score to beat is 6.902 El Toro Loco. Scores are locked. Your score is 5.962. Moving on to our third competitor, Bryce Kenny, Tech Deck, Rec Deck.
Let's hear it for Bryce Kinney. Tech Deck, Rec Deck. 20 seconds on the clock. Go ahead and log in those scores, judgeszone.com.
Great move by Bryce Kenny and Tech Deck Rec Deck. Had some troubles yesterday, but wow, did he come back with a vengeance. Goes off of the ski jump, goes into the popper, goes into the nose wheelie, does a pogo bounce, goes back, goes up the lip of that ski jump, and lands it. Get those scores locked in, judgeszone.com. Time is ticking down here. Scores are locked. Your score for Tech Deck Rec Deck is... Wow! 9.058. We got a new leader. We're going to continue on with Zach Garner, Wild Side.
Make some noise for Zach Garner, Wild Side. 20 seconds on the clock. Let's lock in those scores, judgeszone.com.
Take a look at the super glue, glued to the action replay, the popper into the nose wheelie for Zach Garner and Wild Side. And then that brief pause right there, that is what we call a stoppie. And then goes back into a little bit of a moonwalk there. Get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com. You can scan that QR code and to get those scores locked in to go to judgeszone.com. Scores are in. Your score for Wild Side is a 7.770. It's time to get those zombie arms moving for Barmy Sauer. Zombie.
Barry Moosauer, everybody, Zombie. What did you think? 20 seconds on the clock. Judgeszone.com. Let's lock in those scores now.
Barry, you okay? You're a little dizzy out there, I see. That is why he is a world record holder in donuts. He loves to spin. He loves to go fast. And now it's time for you fans to let him know what you think about that donut attempt. Lots of speed, lots of revolutions, a really great donut there for the two-time Guinness World Record holder in Monster Jam donuts. Your score to beat is Tech Deck Rec Deck 9.058. That is the score to beat. All right, scores are locked. Your score for Zombie is A good score puts him in second, 8.506. Let's take a look at our super glue, glued to the action replay. Let's see how dizzy Bari Musauer and Zombie got. Try to count the revolutions. I know where it's going to go a little slower. So 1, 2, and then they just keep going. We're up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18. It just keeps going. We're now hitting the almost 30 mark. Raises those BKT tires off the ground a little bit for a Cyclone Donut as well. Take a look at where we stand right now in our Monster Jam Skills Challenge leaderboard. Bryce Kenny, Tech Deck, Rec Deck on top with a 9.058. Right behind him is Zombie, then Wildside. Our next driver up, take a look at the video board. He's into the popper, into the nose wheelie. The steering wheel is out on the ground. Goes back into a moonwalk.
Make some noise for Dalton Widener, shell-shocked. 20 seconds on the clock, locking those scores, judgeszone.com.
No steering wheel was used in the making of that move there by Dalton Widener and shell-shocked. A great move. He's going to go pick up his steering wheel. There he is. Get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com. Dalton Widener and shell-shocked throwing down a nice combination move there. Let's see what you fans thought about that. The score for shell-shocked is a 7.634. Let's take a look at our super glue, glued to the action replay. It's the popper that begins the move here for Dalton Widener and shell-shocked, and then goes into the nose wheelie. But now take a look at that window. Just keep your eye out on the window as he removes the steering wheel. There it is. Drops it on the ground and goes back into a moonwalk. A signature move there by Dalton Widener and shell-shocked. We're going to continue on here with our skills challenge. Coming up, Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger.
Make some noise for Tyler Miniga, Gravedigger. JudgesZone.com, 20 seconds, lock in those scores.
The things that this man can do with a Monster Jam truck never ceases to amaze me at all. It's the bicycle into the sidewall donut. Gets enough momentum to carry himself up back on all fours. Time to see what you think about that combination move. The score to beat, Tech Deck, Rec Deck, 9.058. Tyler, you ready? Let's see that score. 9.470, we got a new leader, Tyler Miniga, Gravedigger. All right, Casey, let's discuss this replay really quickly. He goes into the bicycle, and then I don't know how he does it. It's just living on the edge right there.
It really is. My favorite thing is when drivers talk about the feeling inside the truck when they're doing cyclone sidewall donuts that fast. The amount of G-force that they feel in the cab of that truck is incredible. Absolutely deserving of that #1 spot right now in the skills challenge.
And also, too, he doesn't know where he's at on the track once he's into those sidewall donuts. So what a great move. He's currently in the lead now. Gravedigger's Tyler Miniga, 9.470. That is the score to beat. Moving along, we've got Mike Christensen, Vendetta.
Let's hear it from Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Scoring is open at JudgesZone.com. Let's lock them.
Mike Christensen, Vendetta with a combination move there. Get those scores locked in at JudgesZone.com. The super glue glued to the action replay. The popper back into the moonwalk. Sets it back down, tries to go for, I think, a reverse popper there, but by that time, all four tires have touched the ground. Now it's up to you to decide. Our 8th driver, Vendetta. All right, scores are locked. Your score for Vendetta is a 4.984. Our 9th driver is John Gordon, Megalodon.
Let's hear it for John Gordon, Megalodon. JudgesZone.com. Let's lock those scores in.
Megalodon throwing down a couple combination moves here as we take a look in just a minute on that super glue glued to the action replay. Got the big air into the momentum popper. That is a great technical move right there, back into the moonwalk. Scores are locked. Your score for Megalodon is 8.227. Up next, we got Corey Rummel, Ringling Bailey Circuit. We got his partner in crime, Bailey Circuit, mimicking the moves out there. The popper back into the moonwalk.
Make some noise for Corey Rummel, Ringling Bailey Circuit. JudgesZone.com, 20 seconds to lock in those scores.
One of my favorite parts about Ringling Bailey Circuit is when Bailey Circuit does her thing too as well. Time to get those scores locked in though for Corey Rummel. He goes into the popper off of that ski jump, uses that lip to kind of kick it up into that popper, goes into the nose wheelie, which means that nose is moving forward. He'll eventually pause and stop and then go back into the moonwalk. There's the stoppie real quick. Scores are in. Your score for Ringling Bailey Circuit is 8.319. Right now he sits in fourth here as we continue to move on. Our final competitor, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger.
Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Scoring is open. Lock in those scores, JudgesZone.com.
I thought we were going to see a big save there by Ryan Anderson and son of a digger. Take a look at the replay. So he goes into the bicycle, rides it on the edge of those BKT tires, goes into the sidewall donut, and then it was like a little pirouette, but just kicks the BKT tire off of the jammer and rolls over. Scoring is locked in. Your score to beat right now is Gravedigger, 9.470. Your score for Son of a Digger is 8.618. Your winner is Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger.
Tyler, you are back on top of the Skills Challenge. The fans loved your run. What does it feel like inside of Gravedigger when you're doing super fast cyclone sidewall donuts?
Well, I can tell you right now, the amount of G-force inside that cab when we're spinning those trucks around on two wheels like that is unlike anything else in the world, man. It's one heck of a feeling. That was a blast, man. Sunday at Anaheim, I'm having a great time today. How about you guys?
These fans are loving the action, and next up it is Monster Jam Freestyle. You took home a freestyle win last night. Are you going to do it again here this afternoon?
You know what? Gravedigger is known for freestyle. I get to go last. I get to see what everybody else does. But I can tell you one thing at the end of the day. Win, lose, or draw, Gravedigger and Son of a Digger, we are going to drive those trucks in the ground so they will not run anymore for you fans in Anaheim. You guys are some of the best fans in the world, and we are here to pay it back to you guys on this track. So guys, get loud and let me hear ya.
Congratulations to Tyler Meninga and Gravedigger. He is your Skills Challenge winner. And of course, a big shout out and congratulations to Barry Musauer and Zombie, your JCB Racing winner.
Came back in from the pits, and I wanted to give you an update on a few of the trucks that are not out on the floor right now. El Toro Loco is getting some minor adjustments to the body of that truck before Monster Jam Freestyle. Gravedigger just had a few adjustments done to the truck as well, but I believe there he is. He's back out on the floor. The only other truck that is not out here that will be competing is Son of a Digger. We're going to throw a video up on the video board and show you what George Laren, his crew chief, has been working on. It ended up being a broken inner axle, and to get to it, you have to remove everything on that corner. You have to remove the tire, the hub, the planetary to get to that inner axle. I caught up with Ryan Anderson, who's the driver of Son of a Digger, and he said that after his run, he almost knew that it was an inner axle because the tire was free spinning. If it ended up being something like a jammed planetary, then the tire would be locked up and there would be no movement, but there was movement, so they ended up swapping this out. This is the inner axle, and it normally is much longer than this, and on the other side you would have splines just like this one, but as you can see when I turn this around, it's completely sheared off on this side because there's a lot of pressure, a lot of torque that ends up being put on something like the axle. So they already have the old one out, obviously. This is the one out of Son of a Digger, and they're putting the new one in, and that truck should be ready for Monster Jam Freestyle.
Anaheim, you ready? I need everybody to put their right hands in the air. Come on. Let me know that I have your attention. Now we're going to all start Monster Jam Freestyle, all right? But we got to move our arms to the beat. Left, right, left, right, left. Woo! Yeah! You better move all around Angel Stadium! We've reached the pinnacle of today's event. This is Monster Jam Freestyle!
Clock is pausing right now for 86 seconds. We're going to see if she's going to be able to refire. A great run so far from Kayla Blood and Sparkle Smash. A 78 seconds now left on the clock. We're waiting. Our officials are saying to refire. They're giving her the refire signal. 78 seconds left on the clock. Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash. Let's hear it for Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash. Time to to get those scores locked in. What a tumble by one of the bravest ladies I know. She took a hard tumble. You can see those tie rods, I think. No, actually, you can see the drive shaft is now on the ground there. What a run, what a tumble, what big air for Kayla Blood and Sparkle Smash. What a way to kick things off here as well. There's the drive shaft, and there's Sparkle Smash. Time to get those scores in. A couple more seconds left here. There she is. Make some noise for Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash. Scores are in. 7.587 is the score for Kayla Blood and Sparkle Smash. Hey, let's go to the replay right now, brought to you by the original Super Glue. She has no fear. Two-time Extreme Air Award winner, Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash, coming to you from Lafayette, Louisiana. She is also a military veteran as well. MMA fighter. She's done it all. Mom, Super Glue, glued to the action replay. Big air. And then you see she just kind of clips that ramp, the tumble, and then you see the drive shaft just kind of fall from the bottom there. Run is done for Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash.
Monster Jam fans, I'm here with Katie right now, and we're going to play something cool because you know what? I have something really cool. I think you will love what I have to give you. But we're going to play something called the Helmet Shuffle first. Everybody feast your eyes on the Monster Jam video board. Keep your eye on the center helmet. This is the St. Jude Helmet Shuffle. Almost there. Keep your eyes on it. Okay. What do you guys think? Or as they say in Louisiana, what do y'all think? All right. You ready? What do you think it is?
3.
He says it's 3. Hold on. What do you guys think, huh? Everybody says 1. I'll give you another shot. You want to try 1 again?
Yeah, 1.
He's going to try 1. Not under 3. Look what I got. Look what's behind you. What? Check this out. I got a Losi RC. A zombie wanted that. You guys can get your very own Losi as well. Losi.com. Everybody give him a round of applause for playing St. Jude Helmet Shuffle.
Ow! Angel Stadium, start moving those arms for our next driver up, Barry Musauer, Zombie. We are under 50 seconds. Morgan & Morgan backflip lands it. 35 seconds left of his run. Huge air.
Barry Moosauer, Zombie. Scoring is open, judgeszone.com, locking those scores.
Barry Moosauer, Zombie, putting on a little clinic here to kick things off in our freestyle competition, our second driver to attack the track here tonight. Barry Moosauer gives us a little bit of everything. Huge air, the Morgan & Morgan backflip, some technical driving, a nice little recovery there on the big air jump with the little save. Scores are locked. Your score for Zombie is 9.020. We got a new leader, Barry Moosauer, Zombie. It is time for Corey Rummel, Ringling Bailey Circuit. We're at the 60-second clock. Huge air transfer. Lands the Morgan & Morgan backflip with 30 seconds left. Bailey Circuit cheering on her teammate.
Woo! Corey Rummel, everybody, Ringling Bailey Circuit. Scoring is open, judgeszone.com, locking those scores now.
I thought there was a possibility he might be able to save it. It was a big sky wheelie, lands on the wheelie bar, and then just momentum takes over. But take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay. You can use that as a highlight package. and help you get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com. Lands the Morgan & Morgan backflip and then continues on his run while his friend Bailey tries to mimic some of her teammates' moves. There it is. That is the big sky wheelie, but lands on the wheelie bar and is not able to save it. Scores are locked. Your score for Ridley and Bailey's circuit is 8.645.
This team is 10th in the lineup for Monster Jam Freestyle. I'm hanging out with the Tech Deck Rec Deck crew chief, Matt Del Santer. And Matt, I was catching up with Bryce earlier today, and he said that as a team, you and him together, you have never felt more confident coming into Monster Jam Freestyle than today.
Listen, we've been stumbling a little bit, but we threw down a banger of a freestyle last night, and we're going to do it again tonight.
I saw you celebrating during the skills challenge when he came out there, had big momentum, an amazing move. Are you guys going to be carrying that momentum into freestyle?
Oh, for sure. You know, that's a move Bryce has been working on. He nailed it today, so it just gives us all the momentum and confidence going into freestyle.
The way the Tech Deck Rec Deck looks as a body style, it's very different than anything else that we have out there on the track. So what are some of the things that make it complicated to rebuild that body after some big carnage like last night?
Well, the hardest thing is if you actually look at the truck, I don't have exposed bolts. There's actually studs molded into the fiberglass, and I got to build the mounts around that.
You and Bryce have been together for the last couple years, and what is it about him as a driver that makes you guys a really great team working together?
You know, I don't know what it is, but he likes chaos. I like chaos. I think it just works.
You heard it here, folks. They like chaos, and the team Tech Deck Rec Deck is going to lay it down for Monster Jam Freestyle, number 10 in the freestyle lineup.
It is time to get wild with Zach Garner, Wild Side. Down to 40 seconds for Wildside.
Zach Garner, everybody hear it for Wildside. 20 seconds on the clock. Judgeszone.com. Let's lock in those scores now.
Zach Garner and Wildside getting wild out there, giving some huge air, lands the Morgan & Morgan backflip, and then ends his run with a little bit of a nosedive there. The super glue glued to the action replay. There is the replay there off the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. Zach Garner, Wildside, your 2024 JCB Racing World Finals champion. He's also from Fortville, Indiana. a young kid, second-generation driver here. His dad, Jamie Garner, driver of El Toro Loco. Scores are locked. Your score for Wildside is a 7.916.
Well, we want to get a little bit more insight on what the track feels like out there for Monster Jam Freestyle. We've got Ringling Bailey Circuit, Corey Rummel here with us. Corey, how'd it feel out there on the track? There seems to be a lot of carnage so far in Monster Jam Freestyle.
Oh, yeah, man. The Monster Jam Dirt Crew knows how to build a track, man. We got 45s, big airs, just absolutely everything. And you know what? We're just getting started. I mean, it's only been a couple trucks in Freestyle. You've already seen what's going to happen tonight. So, man, I can't wait, and I hope you guys can't wait to see what's next.
You had a really fantastic freestyle run, big momentum, big air. When you are soaring through the air in a 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck, what does that feel like?
Oh, it's absolutely incredible, man. The ride is amazing, but I'm glad I didn't do that because that looked pretty rough. But, you know, it was absolutely amazing. You know, flying through the air, seeing you guys is absolutely the most best, coolest thing in the world. And I can't wait to basically see the next trucks go out there and have some fun.
Within the last year, we've introduced a newer element to fan scoring. Of course, the fans are responsible for part of the score, but we also have an expert judge who has a little bit more of a trained eye, knows exactly what to look for out there in freestyle. So do you have to kind of take that into consideration when you're planning your run?
Oh, definitely, because that expert score upstairs knows exactly what he's looking for. It's not just go out there and make one hit, wreck, and all of a sudden you win the show. You got to go out there and do a phenomenal run from the moment you start to the moment you end. You know what? It makes it even and basically a better show for each and every one of you guys because it makes all of us step up and drive that much harder.
You know, one of the best things about Ringling Bailey Circuit is that you have your very own mascot, Corey. During your run, Bailey Circuit herself is almost doing the same thing that you're doing. She jumps, she stands on her toes, she runs around. So how cool is it that you kind of have a teammate with Ringling Bailey Circuit?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, driving out there on the track with Ringling Bailey Circuit is absolutely amazing because when I'm going around, I can see her doing stunts. I'm like, ooh, I want to go do that now. So it's absolutely incredible, man. The fans love her. I love her, and I can't wait to see what new trick she comes up with. And then I'm going to try and do the same thing.
Corey, thank you so much, folks. This is Corey Rummel, Ringling Bailey Circuit. In just a few moments, we're going to get back to the freestyle action.
Monster Jam fans, I have a slew of Monster Jam fans here who are going to win, or at least try to win, 4 tickets to Monster Jam. That's going to be happening right here in 3 weeks, but you got to sing for it. We're going to play Finish the Lyrics. All of you guys are going to have to sing Hakuna Matata. DJ. Yeah! Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. I got 4 tickets to you guys for Monster Jam. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's get ready for more freestyle.
Thank you, sir.
If you're ready for some more freestyle, make some noise for John Gordon, Megalodon. Morgan & Morgan 8-pack backflip ramp. 53 seconds on the clock for John Gordon Megalodon. Let's see a strong finish.
Whoop! John Gordon, everybody. Megalodon. 20 seconds is on the clock. Judgeszone.com. Let's lock in those scores now.
John Gordon Megalodon's the first to hit the 8-pack backflip ramp, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. The super glue glued to the action replay. And then he goes into the technical move, but for whatever reason, it looks kind of like he lost a little power there and just rolls over to finish off the freestyle run. Nonetheless, a really great run there for John Gordon and Megalodon. Scores are locked. Your score from Megalodon is a good score, 8.202, currently puts him in third.
This guy had a wild finish to his freestyle run. It is Zach Gardner, driver of Wildside. Zach, at the end of your run, a lot of carnage on that Monster Jam truck.
You know what? I've seen everyone else hit that wall to finish their freestyle. I was like, you know what? I have to try this. As soon as we hit it, it started flying sideways. It's like, well, this is either going to end either really well or really bad. And, well, we ended up with a really bad situation. We got 2 4-links and 2 shock shafts for sure. But you know what? We'll have that thing fixed up and ready to go by next week.
You know, part of the magic here at Monster Jam is the carnage. Our fans love to see that kind of action out there on the track. I know that this year you've kind of been battling some issues here with the Monster Jam truck, a little bit touch and go. Talk about the mindset that you need to kind of fight through that and just take it day by day, competition by competition.
You know, when you have all these, like, just tiny little problems like this, they all just keep adding up for the point series, everything else. So you just kind of got to keep a nice, calm, cool, collected head and just kind of stay basically not in your own head. You just got to go out there, have some fun, and either way you look at it, you have a great job, and you get to come out here and travel the world.
I've heard so many of our drivers talk about this, that the competition is what you can do out there on the track, but it's also a mind game as well, just like so many other sports.
You know, the biggest competition is right here in your own head. No matter what, you can line up next to Ryan, Tyler, anybody out there on the Monster Jam track. No matter what you do, you are always your biggest opponent.
Zach, you want to hype these fans up for some more freestyle?
You know what? Up next is my father, Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco. So let's get loud, Anaheim!
Down to the 60-second clock for Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco.
Jamie Garner, everybody, El Toro Loco. Scoring is open, judgeszone.com. Let's lock in those scores now.
Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco hits the Morgan & Morgan 8-pack backflip ramp and leaves 20 seconds left on the clock, but a good run there. A consistent run for Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco. The score to beat, just as a friendly reminder, is Zombie 9.020. And El Toro Loco's score is locked in. It is a score of 7.443.
Monster Jam fans, I'm here with some fans who literally stopped me and started dancing. And I got to thinking, hey, we should all do something fun. So let's put up the Monster Jam wheel and spin it to see what it lands on. It's the flex cam. Everybody, let's see you flex on camera. Come on, ladies. This guy. Oh, yeah. Woo! Wait. I don't think we're quite done yet. I think we should spin the wheel one more time. Let's spin it. It's the dance cam. You know what to do. Get on your feet and move. Monster Jam fans, that was incredible. Thank you so much for spinning that Monster Jam wheel. I think it's time to get back to action. Now, who's ready for Monster Jam Freestyle?
Up next, we got Mike Christensen, Vendetta. We're at 50 seconds on the clock for Vendetta.
Make some noise for Mike Christensen, Vendetta. 20 seconds on the clock. Lock in those scores, judgeszone.com.
Mike Christensen, Vendetta lands the Morgan & Morgan backflip. A consistent run here for Vendetta as we take a look at the Super Glue to the Action replay. Remember, as fan judges, you need to be looking for the creativity, the use of the entire track and all the obstacles as well. I think you achieved that as well. Let's see what those scores reflect. Scores are in. Your score for Vendetta is 7.866. Currently sitting in 5th. So Barmy Sour Zombie is the score to beat, 9.020. Followed by Ringling Bailey Circuit and Megalodon. That's your top 3. Celebrating 15 years of Son of a Digger, this is Ryan Anderson. .50 seconds left on the clock. Morgan backflip into the popper. 30 seconds left.
Ryan Anderson, everybody, Son of a Digger. Scoring is open, judgeszone.com. Let's lock in those scores now.
It was just a little too close to the out of bounds, and then, of course, we had the little rollover. He hits the dumpsters, completely shut off. It is Son of a Digger and Ryan Anderson, but wow, what a freestyle run from him. Lands a Morgan & Morgan backflip. Gives some huge air multiple times. Super Glue to the Action replay up on the video board. Time to get those scores in. Scores are locked in. Your score to beat Zombie, 9.020. He has held the lead here since his run, which was the second truck out. Your score for Son of a Digger is 8.920. Good enough to be in second.
He is still leading Monster Jam Freestyle. It is Zombie, Bari Moosauer. And Bari, after watching Son of a Digger's freestyle run, I would love to get some driver perspective on a run like that.
You know, Ryan Anderson's been a madman behind the wheel of Son of a Digger for 15 years, and there's no end in sight. It's pretty impressive to, watch him go at such a high level. We dodged a pretty heavy hitter right there, and it was awesome to watch him, man. I love seeing him go. We've been going back and forth for a long time, so to be able to come out here and compete at a high level, still hold that lead, is pretty special.
You came out second in Monster Jam Freestyle, so you knew that you had to come out here, you had to go big, and you had to set the tone for this competition.
Yeah, there's a few things that you kind of have an advantage of going early if you get a good run because, you're the first to hit the backflip ramp. So it's the first time the fans are seeing it tonight. So it's kind of hard to top that. You're going to have to do something really wild and crazy, which Ryan is definitely capable of. But you know what? We dodged that heavy hitter, but there's still a lot more action to go. You guys want to see more some freestyle or what?
These fans have been loud, they've been rowdy, and one of the best things about the Zombie Monster Jam truck is we put the zombie cam up there and we get to see all those zombie arms around the stadium. It's such a great interactive element of Zombie.
It really is, there's not too many ways we can connect with the crowd from the cab of our truck, and the Zombie Arms does that everywhere we go. It's got the global appeal, so I love it. Anaheim, I love you guys. I'll come back here every year. Let's see some more freestyle action.
Take a look at the video board for our next driver up.
Anaheim, get ready and get loud. It's time for the Tech Deck Wreck Deck Freestyle. Respect the deck, wreck deck. Respect the deck, wreck deck. Respect the deck, wreck deck. Respect the deck. Wreck deck, let's go. Start up the engine, start up the show. Kick with the dirt pit, can't slow down. Unshakable when the deck's in town. Who gonna pump the brakes? No way.
Lands the Morgan & Morgan backflip with 46 seconds left on the clock.
Make some noise for Bryce Kitty, Tech Deck, Wreck Deck. 20 seconds on the clock. JudgesZone.com. Time to lock in those scores.
Bryce Kenny and Tech Deck Rec Deck absolutely sends it there towards the end of that freestyle run. Lands the Morgan & Morgan backflip. And of course, kind of loses part of the skateboard as well. There he is. Scores are locked in for Bryce Kenny and Tech Deck Rec Deck. Score to beat Zombie 9.020. Your score for Tech Deck Rec Deck is good enough to put him right now in third. A good score, 8.878. Let's take a look. Super glued to the action replay. And actually, do you see that expert judge was higher than the fan scores here for that average of 8.878? Goes to the super glued to the action replay. The Morgan & Morgan backflip. Back into a little bit of a popper moonwalk combination. And then goes and finishes off the run, grabs some big air, loses the back end of that skateboard though, and there it is, the big air by Bryce Kenny. Kind of a little bobble and a save there as well. If you're ready for Dalton Widener, make some noise for Shell Shot! We're down to 60 seconds for Shell Shocked. Lands the Morgan & Morgan backflip with under 30 seconds left. Let's see what he's got in the tank.
Make some noise for Dalton Widener. Shell Shocked. 20 seconds on the clock. Lock in those scores, JudgesZone.com.
Dalton Widener and Shell Shocked give us a great freestyle run, a consistent run too. Lands the Morgan & Morgan backflip, gives us some big air. And now it's time for you to let us know what you think. Scores are locked. Your score for Shell Shocked is 7.933. That puts them currently in sixth. On the count of three, I need you all to scream Gravedigger as loud as you can. 1, 2, 3. We're at 50 seconds left on the clock. Popper off the Morgan and Morgan backflip. 34 seconds left.
Woo! Tyler Miniga, everybody. Gravedigger. What did you think last Monster Jam truck? 20 seconds on the clock. JudgesZone.com.
That is going to be a lot of work lately. Take a look at the replay. The super glued to the action replay, that is. The Morgan & Morgan backflip, and then the big air from Tyler Meniga, and Gravedigger just kind of does that little cartwheel, though. And it's the front part of that truck that just kind of gives out. We are awaiting your scores here at JudgesZone.com. So, the score to beat Zombie, 9.020. Your score for Gravedigger is 8.602, which means your winner of Freestyle, Barnabas Sowers Zombie. And with that, he is also your BKT overall event champion.
Congratulations to Bari Moosauer and Julian Ramos for taking home the overall event championship here this evening. Bar, you said earlier that you love coming to Anaheim. That is the kind of freestyle that you want to leave all these fans with.
Absolutely. You know, we don't come here 3 times throughout the season for nothing. These Anaheim fans are some of the best in the world when it comes to Monster Jam. They come back year after year. We love you guys. My crew chief, Julian, he's such a great support system. He makes sure that truck is 100% ready to go every time out here, and we love it, man. I just have to sit back and drive and have the time of my life. 15 years I've been living a childhood dream of doing this, and I'm living, walking, talking proof that if you chase your dreams and follow them, make good decisions, you can too have the great dream career like I have, man. I love you guys. Anaheim, we're back here in a couple weeks. Come back. We'll see you there soon, all right? Woo!